So last night I made a tweet calling out some YouTube coaches that were copying my content. And that tweet ended up blowing up. And this morning, Moistcr1tikal made a video about it. And he defended me in this video, which I really do appreciate. But there were some things he said when he focused on me that I feel like I need to respond to. Now, first off, I want to say I'm not upset at Moistcr1tikal at all, okay? I've been watching him for years. He's the GOAT. I just want to clear the air on some things that he said, right? So when I made this tweet of this person copying me word for word, everyone essentially started saying, you deserve it. You deserve it because of what you teach in your channel, which they were just going based off of, quick watered down tutorials that I speed up and try to get as fast as possible for average view duration purposes, right? Which is not the main issue, but I'm starting to get the feeling like it's headed in that direction. It's like people are saying I deserve it and that the guy should continue copying my videos word for word and selling a course. Like, I feel like that is scamming. I feel like that's the definition of scamming. So to just ignore that and then completely just face towards me was surprising. I didn't see that coming. But all right, now that we're here, let's deal with it, right? Now, one of the things I saw a lot in the comments was that I generated the original script of my video with ChatGPT and that they did the same, which is why they're so similar. Which, no, it's not true. I don't script any of my videos because I think it's easier to just record for an hour and a half and then fix it in the editing. But most importantly, the information I was giving in that video was things that I was researching myself, about Gemini and how YouTube most likely implemented it, which turned out to be true, right? But if you backtrack the dates of when I posted that video, that was 4 months ago. And if you look at the videos, I make it very clear, like, hey, this isn't like confirmed, but it's my theory. So that's why it's such a big problem that those guys copied me and why I posted it, because YouTube has now confirmed it, which proved my theory right, and now they're taking credit for it when I've been saying it for 4 months. So it's like, that's my fucking research. That's not cool, right? At least say, oh, Romero has been saying, we're getting this information from Romero, but they didn't. And that was kind of like the reason I made the post. Now, let's go through Moistcr1tikal's video real quick and respond to things. So here's an example of how easy it is to script write.
Oh my goodness, he's giving the keys to the kingdom, the Krabby Patty secret formula to the ultimate slop. Step 1, look at other YouTubers' content. Step 2, basically steal it. So he's like, look at these channels. You can see their views are doing well, so this is a successful niche. So you want to aim for basically copying the same topics because you can see that it has a track record of doing well here. So step 2, use AI to make your script for you.
I understand what he's saying, but I think that's kind of common sense. Especially if you're a smaller YouTuber, it's really hard to get video ideas. So getting video ideas from other people in your niche, I feel like it's the go-to way. But even in YouTube Studio, YouTube kind of tells you this is who your audience watches. These are videos that your audience watches. There's a little tab that literally says inspiration and videos for you to create. So I don't think my approach is slimy. I just feel like everyone kind of does that. It's like we're just trying to get views, We're trying to hop on trends. It's not like we're maliciously doing it. It's like, dude, we're trying to get some success here, and I always say at the beginning when you launch your channel, post similar videos to your competitors so YouTube knows what algorithm to put you in, like who to share your videos with. And then you can start making original shit, right? But like starting off by making completely original videos, I think is really complicated unless you're a genius, because not every video is going to hit, especially when you have 0 subscribers. But I don't know. I thought that advice was kind of helpful. I thought I was helping.
But in the videos on this channel, he does talk about and literally try and instruct people on how to take other people's topics and like ideas and plug AI into it so it will make the scripts for you so you can stretch these videos to 10 minutes and make money off it passively for doing basically fucking nothing. I think that shit also sucks, and it's not all that dissimilar from what he's complaining about here with these channels ripping off his video.
So here's the thing, and this is what I'm seeing all over my Twitter and all over my comments. Just because I'm making videos with AI doesn't mean it's slop. So you also have to consider that. When you say my videos are AI slop, that word holds like Italian brain rot, like straight fucking trash. But My videos are really good. Just because it was made with AI, it doesn't mean that the quality isn't good. I'm making long form videos, sometimes 50 to 20 minutes long. If I didn't care about the content, if it wasn't optimized, if it wasn't done correctly, nobody would watch it for more than 30 seconds. Like, I have to care about the content. I pay a lot of money to editors every single month to add motion graphics to make sure the visuals match the script. And in the script itself, it's like, yeah, it's made with Claude, but I still review it. It's a lot of research still, I think my videos are so good you can't even tell they're made with AI, which I feel like everyone should be okay with that, because I am also against AI slop. I'm also against like really shitty videos. Like, if you're gonna make videos with AI, get a good AI voice. The majority of people don't, and that literally pisses me off, because it's like, it sounds like shit. Your video sounds like shit and it's clearly AI. But when you put in time, money, and you make sure it's quality, would you still consider that AI slop? I still made it myself. There's multiple people involved in the production of these videos. That's one of the things that kind of bothered me that Moistcr1tikal said, because it's not at all what I do. But again, I'm not mad about it. I know he has no idea what the channels are, what they look like. So it's not his fault. He's just assuming, which rightfully so, based on the evidence he had in front of him. But yeah, AI shorts, I think they're terrible. I think it's easy because you only have to get their attention for like 6-7 seconds. But for long form videos, once we get to 14-15 minutes, the same metrics still matter. If people watch your video for only 30 seconds and it's terribly made, they're going to click off and the channels aren't going to work. It has to be good content, and AI has been out for some time now. We've been working on prompting and making videos as real and as high quality as possible, to the point where you can't really tell that it was made with AI, which I think is a huge win. I don't think there's much of an issue with that. And a lot of face creators kind of see this as a threat. But if you look at the niches that the majority of these faceless channels are in, they're not in the same ones as them, right? Like, we have our own little corner on YouTube. And it's not like we're dominating. I mean, since July 15, YouTube has been fucking trick-shotting a bunch of YouTube channels, even if they didn't deserve it. And it's not as bad as it was in 2021. In 2021, it was really, really bad. They were poor quality, they were shitty, they were repetitive, it was straight up spam, it was deceptive. That's all kind of gone now. But I think YouTube did a pretty good job at removing, low quality AI channels.
As far as creators getting plagiarized goes, this one doesn't move my heart all that much. This is a world's smallest violin moment for sure, because he himself also kind of preaches the same thing to his students about, like, look at all these other channels and basically do what they do using AI to do it for you. It's a little odd that he would cry foul that other vultures in the same space are doing the same to his content, when he has these AI faceless slop channels that he literally kind of does very similar things with.
I think it is very different. I think it is very different because that is something that I was studying for months. That was like a genuinely original thing, and it was a very risky video because it was a theory. And also the niche that I'm in, it's kind of like, you can't do that, because if you're coming off as a coach, you can't really be doing that. That's so much different. And to copy it word for word, to like mimic my hand movements, I don't know. I think that's very different. Like the way the other guy did, I forgot his name, Danny White, I think. I had less of a problem with his because at least he fucking like rewrote it. But it's still not cool because of what niche we're in. I don't know. I think that's very different.
His AI faceless slop channels are fundamentally doing something very, very, very similar. And it's all trash. It's all garbage. And I'm sure he knows that, but it doesn't matter because he makes a ton of money doing it.
See, I don't think so, man. I don't think it's trash. I think it's improved from 2021 and 2022. If we were to have this conversation, I'd be like, yeah, that shit's ass. I would admit it. I'd be like, yeah, it's not that great. It wasn't that great, which is, would explain why a lot of channels failed. I think everyone still has the memory of these faceless channels coming out and not how they've progressed. I don't think this is taking from creators. For example, here's my dirty little secret. I love movie recap videos, okay? Everyone thinks I'm weird for it, but I love movie recap videos. And Movie Recapped uses a human voice sometimes, most of the time. And I love watching those videos because there's a human behind it. And then he shows himself in the intro. I love that. And now when I watch like an AI one, I'm kind of like, fuck, this is kind of going to suck, but whatever. because the videos are still relatively good. But my point is, I think people are always still going to choose like those personalities and those real humans over AI. And these AI videos only work for specific niches. Like if I was to make an AI channel, like Moistcr1tikal, copying the same topics he does, it's not going to translate the same. You know, there's specific things that can't be done. So making these channels about information, news, you know, like just whatever things that first of all weren't even being covered before. Like the majority of the niches that are being done with AI, there wasn't many creators on there to begin with. Like even if you watch my YouTube videos, you could see how I've progressed. Like the first few videos, I do speak in a way that could have been, makes it look bad. But as time goes, you can see that now I'm like original niches. We have the tools to do it. We can do literally anything, like real estate, do gardening, do farmer trucks, you know, things that there's not really any creators that show their face and nobody has done because it only works with faceless videos. So I feel like it's going in the right direction where we're gonna have our own little corner with high quality videos, and everything else, like channels like Moistcr1tikal, they're not gonna be touched because you can't really replicate that.
If you look at his channel, a lot of his videos are just kind of bragging about how much money he makes from doing these AI faceless slop channels. It sucks. It's sad. And that's the exact kind of shit that's ruining the entire platform. Anyway, just wanted to...
Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that. Again, right now as AI channels, you run a lot of risk of getting sniped by YouTube. So it's definitely not the same as it was before. And as for me teaching people how to do it, I can't really control what everyone is going to do with the information. You know, I can teach how to do it the easy way, the medium way, and the hard way. The hard way is usually the highest quality videos. But if they're not done correctly, especially nowadays, you're gonna get hit by YouTube's termination bot. So it's not like I'm teaching people to be malicious or to literally snatch and steal content. You know, not everybody could afford a microphone. You know, not everybody has, you know, a setup where they can record. Not everyone has the lighting, you know, like stupid things like that. It's like people want to create videos that they love. They want to do it for a reason. And of course, there's that other half that just want to exploit this. But again, they usually get hit by YouTube's termination bot. So I understand, you know, AI videos and AI content has a bad connotation to it. But again, just because a video is made with AI doesn't mean it's trash. You know, just because you hate AI doesn't make the video trash. And I don't think Moistcr1tikal hates AI. I think he just wants to make sure and can't trust that there's enough human input, which I can say that there is and that it's going in the right direction. So yeah, you know, I felt like I had to make this video because I feel like some of the things he said, it kind of sucked for me. I mean, if you look at this channel, I've always been very careful about what I post. If you compare me to all of the other coaches out there, I don't post as much because I only post based on my numbers, my experiences, and my research. These other guys are just literally posting whatever to get sales, but I've been trying really hard to build my brand and do this in a way that's normal, that's not like course guru-ish, because I fucking hate being called a guru. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, still, I appreciate Moistcr1tikal for defending me in the first half of that video. Yes, you can get ideas from looking at your competitors and putting that in production, but also do a little bit of research. Make an original video, you know, something that nobody else is doing. All you have to do is take 10 minutes, go through Google, and I promise you, you're going to find a lot of hot news. Let me tell you exactly what a bot does. What they do is they say, okay, what are the most popular niches right now? Okay, history, space. Well, then I'm just gonna go on YouTube and search up history moments, or that World War II channel that everyone knows. Like this channel, for example. They look at this and they're like, oh, okay, cool. I'm just gonna copy them. No, because that's what a bot does. Now, I'm not saying that's not gonna work, but from my perspective, the probability of success is way lower. Anyways, before I tell you my secrets, I want to talk about my school community, but it's not for promo purposes. It is for context. Matter of fact, don't buy that shit. Okay, don't join my school community. You know, everyone's going to be hopping into the same niches. There is nobody innovating anymore. There is nobody inventing or creating niches. The last time that someone created a niche that was very popular was the sleeping one, right? What was it called? It's the history sleeping YouTube channel. So the sauce, the secret for 2025 and 2026 is creating something original. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, before I forget, if you are going to move forward with this and create niches, make sure that all of the information that you are providing in your videos is 100% accurate and factual. The last thing you want to do is go against YouTube's guidelines and get demonetized or terminated. So make sure you follow all of the rules. So strategy wise, don't switch it up, do what everyone else is doing, but for ideas wise or content or niche, be original. That's what I'm putting all my chips on. That's what I'm going to be doing all 2026. YouTube is now original ideas or original niche. Cool. That's pretty much all I had to say. Like and subscribe if you want. Goodbye.
All right, so I'm currently at my dashboard on smmshiba.com, and do not get confused by the website names. SMM Shiba and SMM Dodge are actually the same website. So all you have to do once you've created yourself an account here is to go on list, click on this category icon, select, and here you want to select something, basically any option that says from with video. So I'm going to choose this one right here. And this should be already fine. 2014, 2017. Yeah. Now I'm going to click on buy, confirm. And now you can go onto your product orders and you will see this is pending. All right, the order is now completed. This didn't even take 2 minutes. What you want to do now is you want to copy that ID, and we want to be organized, right? Especially if we have multiple channels, you will not find them again. So make sure to save it somewhere.